Moving to New York was really exciting. That's all I wanted to do since I decided that I wanted to be a film director. It's busy, people are really mean and tough, and being like a girl from Ohio, like Midwestern, like politeness. I mean, I feel like it got me things that other people who lived in New York all their lives didn't get, just because I was nice enough to say hi or thank you to the woman who like made my sandwich for lunch or whatever. I knew I wanted to go to school in New York, and that was like the main reason I went to Pratt. So moving there was exciting, and it was also like the normal feelings you feel when you go to college for the first time, where you're like homesick and nervous and really worrisome about if things are going to go right or wrong. But I made friends fairly quickly, which was surprising because that's usually not something I'm good at. I loved that there was always noise going on. I wasn't too nervous about living in New York alone. My parents had lived in New York back when they had just graduated college in Brooklyn, before Brooklyn was a safe place to live. And so they still had plenty of friends there who could check in on me if I needed some help or something went wrong. So it wasn't like a new environment completely for me. I felt quite comfortable. So at Pratt Institute, I was studying film. I got into their film program. I worked my ass off to get into it because I thought like, oh, everyone who goes to the school is going to be really talented. Once I got in, I was like, oh great, I'm not going to mess this up. I'm going to work super hard on all my films. And I did for a while, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Jules is one of my closest friends now. I met him my first semester at Pratt. He's got a transatlantic accent, and he dresses in a suit every day to kind of give you a bit of a picture of what he's like. I remember sitting in film class on one of the first days, and we went around saying like our favorite director, film, or genre or whatever, and he spoke, and I thought, oh my god, this kid's trying to fake a British accent. It's so annoying. And but the thing is that he had everyone was answering like, oh, Quentin Tarantino or like Martin Scorsese, like very typical film student answers. And Jules said something about Monty Python, and I knew like, oh, maybe he isn't just annoying, maybe he actually has like good taste. So it worked out pretty well because we were both heartbroken. So we bonded over that. So Chris the Christmas Tree was very spur of the moment. We didn't plan it at all. We were in Jules' dorm, and we were looking through some of the records he had brought to school with him, because I had just shown him some of my records that I had up in my dorm. And he was like, I found this really weird vintage Christmas album. And he started playing it, and we both like could not stop laughing. And we started joking like, oh, we should make this into a full-length film. We'll have Daniel Day-Lewis play Chris the Christmas Tree. He's gonna go very method for it, you know. He's gonna really work on it. We need a serious actor for this. First we were going to different levels of the dorm building and just blasting it in the hallways, because we were like, everyone needs to hear this. And then we got told by an RA to like quiet it down. It was at a time where like our morning doses of medicine had been wearing off. We hadn't taken our like nightly meds yet, so we were both kind of just like full-on ADD, like weird, like, you know, like hijinks kind of thing. None of our thoughts were really cohesive. At the time they were, which is how this got done. Oh, and like Jules was like, I have to grab my fez because we should have a fez in this. The total time it took to make Chris the Christmas Tree was probably about 2 hours. My grandfather's Alzheimer's got like rapidly terrible. And when I came back for Thanksgiving break, my mom had told me like, hey, we're gonna go visit Papa tomorrow because I don't think you'll get another chance to. So he passed away over Thanksgiving break. And I just kind of ignored like all like feelings of grief to like focus on school. As these things do when you ignore them. It just all came up at once, and I was super depressed, and I couldn't bring myself to like go to class or focus on my work, and so I took a medical leave to focus on my mental health for a bit. People would always say in high school, like, yeah, you're really close with your friends now, but once you go to college, you'll really find your people. Yeah, sure, whatever. But it was true. Like, Jules and I, like, we just went together immediately. We were always like assistant directors on each other's projects, and even now, going to different schools, we still send each other our projects, being like, hey, what do you think of this? Should I change this part? Or like XYZ kind of thing. Everyone who's seen Chris the Christmas Tree says it's changed their life.